Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Starting 11 here on the Let's Get Ready Network. I'm Adelia. I'm here with my buddy Snark, and we're going to talk about the week that was in the Premier League. Snark, how you doing tonight?
Personally fine on a sports level. Not great. Not great. I did not have a very fun Saturday, especially when the game's first thing in the morning, too. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. I had a much better Saturday than you did, I think.
No, you don't say. You don't say. You don't
just a
say.
little.
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
little.
Flag's gone, guys. Flag's gone for reasons. For reasons.
All right.
Well.
How about we start? Get it out of the way.
Nah, we'll start. We'll start where it started. We'll go back to Friday. There's a Friday
Oh,
football
that's
game.
right. There was a Friday game.
There was Friday football. Palace at home to Spurs in the London derby that no one cares about. Really,
Yeah.
no one gives a shit. Nobody. Anyways, so no scoring in the first half. Palace looks pretty good in the first half.
They did.
Yeah, they couldn't get any breaks. Second half. Speaking of breaks, Madison puts the ball across goal, and Joel Ward decides to hammer that thing with his knee into his own net.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the replay, and like Richarlison is there, but I don't know if Richarlison gets to that ball. Like he could have easily just let that thing go, and it would have been fine. But there's that instinct to play it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And it does him in. But after that, it's Son doing what he does. He scores. Real nice pass from Brennan Johnson on this one. Brennan Johnson coming off the bench. And then late, Jordan Ayew finally gets on the board for Palace this year. First goal of the year. All that promise. Oh, he played so well last year. I was penciling him in for 15 goals this year. It looked like that whole front three of there should have been doing numbers, but yeah, IU finally gets and it's with like 2 minutes remaining in extra time too. It was inconsequential at best.
Yeah. The funniest thing about it is the highlights I watched when IU scored. It's like the 96th minute or something, and the guy goes, "Palace are back in it." I was like, "What?"
No. No. This game was another 100 something minute game again or whatever. It kept going on and on and on and on and on. Anyways, yeah. Yay, Spurs are look where they are. Great.
Yeah.
Top of the table at the time, 5 points up on everybody too. So again, it's Crystal Palace. These guys still haven't played any of the top teams, except they played Arsenal and it was a draw. Maybe should have lost that game too. That's really it.
They've played a couple of the top teams because they played Liverpool too, and won a game that they should not have won.
Yes.
But the majority of the teams that they've played have been the bottom of the table.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. It's hasn't even reached Christmas yet. We'll see what happens with them. So many people are already doing this their year thing. I don't see how. I don't see how. I don't see how. I don't even see them playing in Europe. Maybe not. Maybe they've already gotten enough that they'll already be playing in Europe. But yeah, let's go right to that Chelsea game first before we take a break and rip the Band-Aid off. So Enzo doesn't play. Oh yeah, Chelsea lose at the Bridge again to Brentford again. And everybody's making a big deal about how in the last calendar year Brentford has more wins at home or at Stamford Bridge than Chelsea does. And it's true. So there you go. They do. Great. That's how shit we've been. But yeah, so Enzo's not playing. Now, I've heard conflicting stories that either A, he was nursing an injury, or B, his wife was giving birth to another kid. Either way, he didn't play.
The game that the commentators when I watched the game said that both him and Mudryk had picked up muscle injuries.
Yeah, I knew Mudryk wasn't playing because of some nibbling injury again. And Malo Gusto sits in this one to bring Disasi, the disaster, back in. Reece James still on the bench. Chilwell, of course, injured. I think this game had a lot to do with Pochettino having too many toys. Saying, "Oh, look what I can do! Look what I can do!" And then play Sterling on the other side. Like Cole Palmer played, and Cole Palmer again was the best Chelsea player on the field. What a steal we got for this guy. And this like such a relief. Only paid whatever it was, the 40 million for him. It's something that actually Man City will actually be able to say they messed up on instead of us that usually does it. But first half, we had some chances. Matawecki puts one off the crossbar, and Cucurella steals a pass from meant for Sterling, I think, and gives the weakest, most awkward looking shot from midair, mind you.
Yeah.
I did not understand that at all. But whatever. Brentford comes in the second half, and Pinnock puts his head to this looping Mbeumo cross, and of course it goes in. But I can't blame Sanchez on that as much as I could blame him for losing 2 points against Arsenal. I thought he was fine in this game. There was nothing anyone could do with that. It was a great cross, a great header. It was a real good goal. And as soon as they score, they do what so many other clubs do against us. They bring everybody back into the low block. They park the bus, and Chelsea can't do a goddamn thing about it. They have no idea how to solve it. They haven't for over a year now, through 4 different managers. They still can't figure out how to crack the low block. So until they do, this is kind of the thing. When teams in this league have zero interest in scoring more goals, this is all they have to do against us. If they get one, just sit back, because we're going to put it into legs. We're going to cross it into nobody. We're going to cross it long. We just don't have anybody with height that can get to balls. There's no strength. It's a real mess. And that last goal, scored, I don't know. It gets headed back. Ian Maatsen goes up for the ball, and Mbeumo comes at him and just hits him in midair with his ass, puts him on the ground, and that sends Mopé away. Now, I'm pretty sure you're not allowed just to tackle somebody in midair, but it was allowed. It was allowed this time. And Sanchez was, of course, in the play, because what the hell, in the last minute or whatever, if you got a corner, send everybody up. I couldn't believe he made it back. He made it back and actually made a play on Mopé. Of course, he just put it over to Mbeumo and put it in. But that's a hell of a lot of speed, because he was far up too. He was in the middle of that pack, and he had to go the entire ways to go get him, and he caught up to him. So congrats to Robert Sanchez for being so damn fast. Fortunately, it didn't matter anything. Chelsea lose again. Back to 11th spot. Brentford leapfrogs us, and everything is all the same. It's doom and gloom in West London. So I cried myself to sleep. Saturday, gosh darn it, I cried myself a little nap on Sunday just thinking about it as well. But what are you going to do? Next week, does it get better? We'll talk about the game or whatever when we do our stuff at the end, but it doesn't get any easier. Not at all.
Yeah. Thomas Frank is now I believe they said the first manager to win their first 3 trips to Stamford Bridge in the Premier League.
Oh, what a jerk. You know what we are? Gracious hosts. Gracious hosts. Maybe you should bring a bottle of wine for us or something. We're so accommodating to Thomas Frank. Anyways, enough about my sorrow, my depression. Maybe we should have Justin brighten me up by talking about our Patreon.
Hey guys, it's Justin, aka Hambone, just here to let you know a couple of things that we have going on with the channel. One, we have a Patreon. If you can and want to support us, you can do that. As little as $1. You can join the Discord. We also have a merch store where you can get some cool shirts, mugs, and and stuff with all of our different shows and labels on there. And thank you for all of our supporters that have already been there with us.
That is patreon.com/LGR_network if you're interested in supporting the channel. And while you're here, why don't you subscribe, because we are on the road to 200 subscribers, as Ferris keeps saying. We're getting closer to 150. Please subscribe so you don't miss any episodes of Starting 11 or anything else we have going on here at the highlights.
How can anybody stay mad when they get to look at that handsome Alabaman?
Yeah.
Now I feel terrific. All right, and I guess you feel terrific.
I do.
We're gonna talk Arsenal 5, Sheffield United no score. In particular, a young man that had a pretty good day, I think.
Yeah, Eddie Nketiah scored his first Premier League hat trick for Arsenal. He'd had a hat trick for Arsenal before in a League Cup game. He needed to step up big with Gabriel Jesus out for apparently an extended period of time, once again, with this hamstring injury.
Mm-hmm.
And he, this is a game where you can score some goals against a team like Sheffield United. And he went out there and he scored 3 pretty good goals, especially the third. The third was fantastic.
Third was amazing. I like the second goal as well, but yeah, that third goal from outside, yeah, oh my goodness,
the third was great.
Yeah.
Fabio Vieira gets a penalty in this game, and everybody assumes Eddie's going to take it, but no, he gives the ball to Fabio. Fabio scores. It's 4-0, and then Takahiro Tomiyasu gets his first goal for Arsenal to make it 5-0.
I was going to bring up Tomiyasu as the Joker or whatever. A particularly good day for a young man named Tomiyasu. But of course, yeah, Eddie Nketiah was great. It's nice to see Tomiyasu get his first. Yeah, it wasn't an 8-0 win.
No, it wasn't 8-0, but 5-0 is quite nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Martin Odegaard didn't play in this game. Emil Smith-Rowe started in midfield in like his sort of like role. We just played really well. It took us a while to break down Sheffield United. I thought they played pretty well defensively for the first half hour or so. Yep. But then there was Gabriel Martinelli went down with an injury, and there was an injury break while he got treatment, and then it was like Sheffield United didn't switch back on as soon as the game started again, and that led to the first goal. Not really a whole ton you can learn from a game like this, except it gives the players that need minutes and confidence, and it's only going to help Eddie in the future games that he's going to have to play against bigger teams, knowing that he can score some goals, because he hadn't scored goal in any of the games so far this season, I don't believe, and not in the Premier League anyways. And this will give him some confidence. Emil Smith-Rowe had, I thought, a pretty good game, an assist on the second goal, or was it the third goal? I don't remember, that Eddie scored. It was good to see him playing. Bukayo Saka as captain, that was really a special moment, I thought. He's, never started a game as the captain in the Premier League before, or maybe in the Arsenal first team at all before. So that was a big deal. And yeah, I thought it was pretty good game.
I think it helps keep the Wolves away from Raya's door for a bit.
Yeah, he didn't have any major mistakes or almost mistakes in this game. And after the Sevilla game, I'm happy for that. He's gonna have to sit on Wednesday in the League Cup. I think we're going to have Ramsdale play. And then we got to get Ramsdale hopefully another game before we play Brentford, which is coming up soon. And Brad can't play against Brentford. So
no. And you got to showcase him too, because you guys want to make money off selling this guy, because there's no way you're keeping them both. There's no way come January you have both of those guys on your bench. It's just not going to happen.
I still prefer Aaron Ramsdale over David Raya, but I feel like Mikel Arteta thinks the other way around.
Yeah. Well, We'll see. January's coming quick here. There's already a
Yeah.
foot of snow outside. I've had to shovel twice this week.
It snowed
Snow,
here this weekend
Adelia.
too. I
Unbelievable.
know. It's that
Unbelievable.
time of year.
Kids are going to be walking through the snow. Their costumes underneath their parkas, for God's sakes. I remember those days.
I've had to have a few Halloweens like that myself.
Hmm. So, yeah, guys, Sheffield United does not belong in the Premier League.
No. What
Sorry,
I believe
they
this
don't.
is the worst start to a Premier League season since the last time Sheffield United was in the Premier League in the
Yeah,
year they got relegated. So yeah,
not great.
they're not doing well.
Speaking
1
of
point from
teams,
10 games, I think.
yeah, that's not good. Speaking of teams that don't belong in the Premier League, Adelia,
But
Bournemouth gets their first
oh
win
boy.
by beating Burnley.
Oh, we gotta talk about this.
uh, well, Burnley gets on the board first. Charlie Taylor, real nice shot, I think. Gets them on.
Yeah.
It's from outside the box. Uh, what am I gonna? I want to go into. Should we go right to the VAR stuff? No, we'll talk about the other
I
stuff.
mean, yeah.
We'll talk about the other stuff. Semenyo gets that back 10 minutes later after muscling Charlie Taylor off the ball. And he puts a real nice shot into the from the air, gets into the area, puts a nice shot low to the far corner. And then the winner comes from Philip Billing, steals a poor pass from Vitinho, puts it in from midfield, passing out of position, James Trafford. It was not
Yeah.
a very good pass by
That
Vitinho.
was a good shout from Philip Billing to attempt that, and
Yeah, and Trafford gets his fingertips to it, but just kind of rolls off and in or whatever. I
yeah,
remember the announcers trying to say, "Is that going to be an own goal?" It's like it was going in. It was going in.
yeah,
But
that was going in.
but after that, VAR calls back a goal from Jade Rodriguez in the 89th minute, and after 6 minutes of checking in and redrawing the lines twice, they deemed it was offside.
Yeah.
Originally, the line showed it onside, and they were made to
Mhm.
redraw those lines.
Yeah.
6 minutes, the longest I think VAR check they said they've ever had. I
The
don't
crowd
know.
was chanting, "This is embarrassing," and it was.
And an extra time. It looks like Chris may have had a handball, but it wasn't called. Look, the way I think it hit the Burnley guy's shoulder. I don't think it actually hit his hand, but it was close.
Yeah,
It's something
it's
you go
close.
check. They don't even check it.
They did not check it.
Maybe
I
they
totally
were too
understand
sleepy.
Vincent Company's frustration with that. Like
Yeah.
I think that the 6 minute VAR check, they took their time. I think they probably ultimately got it right, but
Yeah.
I didn't see enough to know which angle or which line they drew would be correct. But I think they took their time and they ultimately got it right. Should it have taken 6 minutes? Hell no. No way.
When
Not
it
even
comes to
close.
6 minutes, I guess the call on the pitch was that it was offside.
Yes.
So I guess maybe there should be like some kind of timer. If you guys can't get it right, just move on. Just say we
Yeah.
tried. But also,
Yeah.
when you have all these people and you have to do this every week and you have to go through, there's going to be, somebody's going to come out and apologize from the PGMOL again. This is just a thing. This is just a thing now. They should just
Yeah.
schedule the time. They should just schedule the time PGMOL just doles out their
I can't wait
apologies.
to hear what Howard Webb has to say about it this week when he goes over all the VAR decisions. Like,
No,
why is this a thing now?
it's incredible. It's an embarrassment. It's an
Yeah.
embarrassment. And, quit giving people to lob softballs at them. Like the media is too friendly with the officials. Go after them. They get
Yeah.
paid a lot of money. It's not like they're squeaking by here, guys. They get
Mhm.
paid fine. Don't worry about them. They should be held accountable for their actions. When they're poor, they're poor. And there's the ones on the field, and then there's four more in a box that can go back over these things. Like it'll get even more frustrating because we got another game to talk about right now. Wolves
Yeah.
and Newcastle Wolves now unbeaten in 5 games, and really, if they get that call in the first game with that Adama or whatever, or Andre Onana, that VAR call, who knows what their record could be? They've been very good in the last
Wolves
month
have
or
been
so.
really good.
Yeah. Newcastle without Sandro Tonali for the next 10 months.
Yep.
Don't gamble if you're an athlete.
Nope, and you especially don't bet on your own games.
That's
she
insane.
apparently did.
Yeah. Isak was out as well. Yeah, he Pete Rosed it, and he's getting 10 months. Pete Rose, the all-time hits leader in baseball, thrown out forever for doing it, but whatever.
Yep.
Whatever. Callum Wilson, he takes Isak's spot. He's like, okay. Scores again. I think they said that the only person that scored more than him in the last calendar year or something like that is Erling Haaland, which is incredible. I think they said it's 19 goals from after this game because he's going to get the 19th soon. Maybe he shouldn't have. A bicycle kick. It was a weird play. Maybe Jose Sa didn't play it all that well, and then it goes to Callum Wilson. It goes off a defender, and then he does that weird kind of bicycle kick and puts it in. So, yeah, no problems with that
Whatever works.
goal. Yep, no problem with that goal. Lamina gets that one back, putting his head to a really incredible corner from Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto carted off or did not finish the game. Looks like a hamstring problem for him. He's been very good for them.
Yes.
After that,
big loss for them.
Yeah, huge loss. After that comes the bit of controversy. And when I say bit, it's controversial. Hwang Yi-chan is called for taking down Fabian. Now, everyone on the broadcast says Cher. I'm going to say Shar. I don't know how you pronounce it. Fabian Schär in the box. Anthony, my good friend, Taylor, immediately points to the spot.
Yep.
Okay. In your honest opinion, did Wang Yi-chan actually touch him?
No.
He didn't touch him.
No.
He didn't touch him. He stabs the ground with his foot. He sees his foot coming. He stops doing it. You know, he had possession of the ball, and I thought should rightfully be able to kick it. If the other guy gets in the way, he gets in the way, in my opinion. But he stopped. And Shark was with the jumping barrel roll.
Mm-hmm.
An embarrassment. Now, why wouldn't VAR just call him over?
I don't know. Apparently it wasn't a clear and obvious error, which is bullshit.
That's horseshit. Of course it's a clear and obvious error. It does, it doesn't have to be a clear and obvious error to the ref. It just has to be a clear and obvious error. That was a clear and obvious error. He didn't touch him. The guy jumped and barrel rolled and faked a call out, which is also a yellow card offense now, or it's in the box too. Like, I'll never understand it. Maybe Anthony Taylor was having a bad day again.
Maybe.
And his mates up in VAR didn't feel like they wanted to embarrass him anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe it's come to the point that Anthony Taylor is an embarrassment to the sport and shouldn't be goddamn refereeing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what about VAR. Like, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Yeah, you stop getting refs in. Start getting guys adept at video equipment. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. They're too buddy. It has to be a 2 referee system now, I guess, for it to work. Or you get rid of it and then have all the ire just on one guy. That's what you do.
The VAR on this was Jared Gillett.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he was looking at and went, yeah, that was the right decision. Like,
incredible.
It was so clear that it was a dive.
Yeah, incredible. And embarrassing. And anyways, Callum Wilson scores again. So it's 2-1. But with 20 minutes to go, it's Wang Yi-chan. Draws them level. Nice move to avoid a sliding tackle. Kind of brings the ball back in around. puts a low shot in the near corner. So at least Wolves walk out of here with 1 point. Who knows if that the VAR actually intervenes and does their goddamn job right. But we ask sometimes too much of people, Adelia. We ask them to do their bare minimum sometimes. And that just seems to be too much.
Yeah.
Want to talk about more bare minimum?
Sure.
How about West Ham losing to Everton?
Oh boy, yeah.
Let's say it's a disappointing effort from West Ham.
Very.
It's Dominic Calvin-Lewin with the winner, and there's 3 players around him. Like there's 3 tacklers watching him. It's atrocious. It's a big win for them. The weekend they honor Bill Kenwright, who passed away on the 23rd. Their chairman for the last 20 years, and he's been on the board. It would have been his, I think there was this 34th year today, or today would have been the 34th year on the board for him or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
West Ham, only 1 win in their last 5 games.
Yeah, their hot start has certainly died off.
Of course, they beat Chelsea.
They did.
Time. That hot start.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of jerks.
Everton's like 5 points clear of the relegation zone now or something like that.
Yeah, they've been playing well. You know what? And Jordan Pickford, he picks up a yellow for intimidation or something like that, because a guy came into him and then he was like telling him to get up, and he's like over top of him and stuff like that, and wanted to fight and stuff like that. I appreciate that kind of stuff from Jordan Pickford. I'm not gonna lie. Like he's the one keeper that does that kind of stuff. He goes a little nuts. So captain of his team. Yeah, I thought he had a good game. Quick question for you. What happened to James Ward-Prowse?
I don't know.
I looked. He was still playing. Like he played 72 minutes.
He was anonymous.
He has been for a while. He's been like there's just been nothing out of him.
The funniest moment of this game to me, though, was Lucas Paqueta's attempted bicycle kick.
Oh my god. Okay,
just sort of went off his feet and straight up in the air and then the other direction.
Lucas Paqueta got a yellow card for protesting because and near the touchline, he has the ball or whatever. A guy has his hands up and stops, barely touching him, and he throws himself backwards onto his back. And then immediately he's up, and when he doesn't get the call, he goes to the ground and slams the ground and his arms in the air and stuff like that, and gets the yellow card. It's about time. You should just red card Paqueta for that. You're gonna get this every game if you don't.
Yeah.
Just give him a red card. I'll say enough of you. Get out of here, Lucas Paqueta. Give me a break. Let's see what else. Let's move on because we spent. Moyes still has his job. They're keep fading or whatever. We'll see, but.
Yeah.
Dear Moyes, guys, still employed by the West Ham Hammers. Villa beat Luton. That shouldn't have been a surprise.
I don't think it's ever going to be a surprise. It'll be a surprise when Luton wins.
Yeah. John McGinn opened the scoring from a free kick. Really nice. I like the little dummy by Moussa Diaby, letting it go behind him to get to him. And where were the defenders there? He has all kinds of space. He goes, this angle isn't so great, so I'm just going to move up a little bit here, and then I'll put it in there. Diaby getting another one on his own. Ball falling to him, and he's right on the penalty spot too. Just kind of, okay. In the net you go, no problem. And then Diaby, a tab will be run into by Tim Lockyer for the own goal. So another own goal on this one is on Sunday, I guess, on the weekend. And then, just for good measure, Esri Konza decides he's going to head one back to his own net. It goes off the crossbar. off Emiliano Martinez, and then in the net. So just to even up the own goals there, which is a nice touch, I thought. I thought it was sporty.
Yeah.
Weird play. I I have no idea what the heading it back was for, but all right, whatever.
Yeah.
They were up.
Emiliano Martinez got I don't forget the exact name of the award, but the best goalkeeper in the world award at the Ballon d'Or Awards.
Oh,
And I was like, really?
he had a good World Cup.
Does that count for this year?
I think so. Otherwise, otherwise, what's Messi getting the Ballon d'Or for?
That's a good point.
Yeah, no, I think the whole thing counts for the Ballon d'Or. And
Okay.
yeah, Ronaldo even being considered for a minute. Come on, incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Liverpool 3, Nottingham Forest 0. And I'm going to say something a little scandalous, something a little edgy. I think Mo Salah is pretty good at football. I said it. What? You believe me?
I believe
You
you.
agree?
I agree.
All right.
I think Mo Salah is pretty good at football. I think the whole Liverpool front three is pretty good at football.
They look pretty good. Let's see. The first goal, it's Salah to Nunez. That shot's blocked. It comes way out though to Diogo Jota is just waiting or whatever. And people are thinking that Salah was just going to give it to Jota. Now it gives it to Nunez. It was an okay shot with that huge rebound. Like, it goes off a hand or whatever. What are you going to do? Jota there for a nice and easy tap in rebound goal. And the next one, Salah finds some open space in the box. He puts the ball in there for Szoboszlai, who puts it up front for Nunez. And that ball is immediately in the top corner. And I say immediately in the top corner. Like, there's bang, bang, and then you can hardly even hear the other bang before it was in. Like, I thought maybe it deflected off somebody and went in. No, it actually went to Nunez or whatever. So, a real nice goal there. And then the final goal, it gets on the end. Mo Salah gets on the end of a long clearing pass. And Matt Turner makes an absolute mess of this.
What was he doing that far out of his net?
No, I don't know how he was thinking he was going to beat Salah to that ball. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah, I think Matt Turner made some pretty good saves in this game. But what on earth was he thinking? and no one else on Forest ran back to cover the goal.
Yeah. Also, it looks like he's going up with his hands and stuff. Like, what
what was he doing?
Yeah, you can't play that. You can't play it like that. You have to. You're in the outfield when you're out there. Anyway, nice easy goal for Salah after returning that. Nice easy win for Liverpool. Nottingham Forest doesn't win on the road. This time it looked like they hardly showed up.
Yeah, Liverpool, of course, playing without Luis Diaz after the news broke that his parents had been kidnapped in Colombia. Apparently his mom has been freed, but not his dad. That is frightening, and we wish him all the best. But good grief, man. Like, I don't know how, I was very glad to see the support for him when Diogo Jota ran over and got his jersey and held it up. Like,
classy.
The applause from the crowd, very classy. I cannot imagine what he's going through right now, and I hope they find his dad soon.
Yeah, Luis Diaz has been having a real nice run as of late as well. It's a real shame. Hope everything goes well. They get his daddies back out on the pitch soon.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a real shame. Speaking of, well, this isn't as real a real shame, but Brighton drew Fulham 1-1 at the Amex.
This was weird.
Weirder than Fulham's all pink kit.
That was atrocious. The game was weird.
Yes, there's something's the matter on the south coast of England right now. There's something up with Brighton. Again, only one win in their last 5.
Yeah.
But Evan Ferguson scoring again. Evan Ferguson, I found out, he's the first teenager to score 10 or more goals since who?
I don't know.
Wayne Rooney in
That
2005.
makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
who had 11. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure when Evan Ferguson's birthday is, but he has a chance to match or best Wayne Rooney's record. I'm always for people beating Wayne Rooney's records. I have no problem with
Well,
that
he's
at
only
all.
like 18, right?
I think so. Yeah,
I'll
we'll
look it up.
find we'll find out. Yeah, and yeah, and Fulham had nothing. Fulham really did have nothing.
Yeah.
Their only chances were coming from way outside the box. Like Willian, I think, put the first shot in on that, and it was between like the box and midfield. Like
Yeah. Okay.
there was
Evan
nothing there.
Ferguson just turned 19 on the 19th.
Yeah, so he has a full year to get 2 more
Yeah.
goals.
Which
As
I
long as,
suspect will happen.
I imagine that should happen. Yeah, no problem. But as long as it doesn't happen against Chelsea, because that would drive me nuts. That's exactly when it's going to happen as well. Yeah, but all it takes is one defensive breakdown for goals to get scored in this league, and it's João Paulinho finding some space at the top of the box, and he puts home the tying goal just over an hour into it. So yeah, in that 65, 66-minute mark, ties the game. Game ends in a draw. And here's another thing I found out: Brighton has never beaten Fulham in the Premier League.
Just a bad matchup, I guess. That's just weird to me.
It's an odd one. They've only played 7 times. It's not like they're in the Premier League a lot together, but yeah, never beaten them. So there you go.
Strange.
Now, finally, to the match that was supposed to be, the Il Clasico of the Premier League. No. But it is the Manchester Derby, and it's at Old Trafford. And
lovely tribute to Sir Bobby Charlton before the match.
Yeah, it really was a nice tribute. Of course, you knew it would be. And United went and honored his memory by playing like shit.
They got so progressively worse as this game went on. Yeah. Like, they were awful.
They really were awful. I'm going to say one thing is I thought that the call on Højlund for bringing Rodri down was pretty weak.
Yeah.
I think for sure that's Rodri just looking for a call. As soon as he felt the hand, he was twisting and putting his arms out. Like, I think he was putting his arms out before he started twisting. So. Yeah. But you put Erling Haaland on the spot and he's going to score, and he does. And he scores a second not long afterwards. A nice header. He almost had another header go in, but Onana came from nowhere to stop it. I don't know if you saw that save or whatever. He basically ran across it. But Haaland had like the entire, like 3/4 of the net to aim at. And
how are they leaving Haaland so wide open? It's Erling fucking Haaland, the guy that scores all the goals. You cover him.
I have a feeling, and I just want this to stay between you and me, that defensively Manchester United aren't very good.
They're not, no.
Especially coming from the midfield, where they're terrible. Yeah. They're terrible. They don't track back. They don't do nothing. And the City has so many weapons. What are you gonna do? Phil Foden gets a nice pass from Haaland, they'll say, for the last one. But really, there was no mistake in who was gonna win this match. City were easy. And as easy as win as you can remember them having at Old Trafford anyways.
Yeah.
And I found out another odd stat this week.
What?
Between Anthony, Garnacho, Højlund, Martial, Rashford, and Sancho, one combined goal. One combined goal.
One combined goal.
Rashford is the only goal scorer.
Yeah, Rashford scored 30 goals last year, and now
Yeah.
he can't hit the back of the net. I personally think Garnacho is way better than Antony is, and I don't understand why he's not starting instead of Antony. Eric Ten Hag has real problems, and
Him being one of them.
he's one of them. Yeah. They have no defensive structure. Why is Harry Maguire playing? I don't know if that's because of injury or what, but
I saw a weird stat where when Harry Maguire's in the lineup, Manchester wins way more than when he's not. I don't know. This may have been supplied by the times of Harry Maguire, but yeah, supposedly he does. They do well when he plays. Just not very well. Not very well. Sunday. So looking back at our little predictions, there was a clear winner this week.
Okay.
And I don't want to brag because I lost. You won 6-4. So I won't brag about it at all.
You shouldn't.
Well, that's not very nice. Okay. Week 11. Week 11 coming up. Fun to think that we're only not even a third of the way through the season yet.
I know.
Fulham, Manchester United. Start us off Saturday.
Oh,
Is that
God.
at the Cottage?
I might go draw.
I was thinking
They were
the same way.
so bad this weekend.
I was just thinking the same way, but then I'm thinking, why not just pull for a win? Let's see if Fulham can actually beat Manchester United. So I'm going to say Fulham.
Okay.
Brentford is at home to the struggling West Ham Hammers.
Brentford
should win. I agree.
Yeah.
Burnley is at home to Palace. Palace hasn't been wowing anybody, but it's Burnley.
Neither Burnley.
At the Turf Moor.
I'm going to go Palace.
Palace should win, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Everton against a struggling Brighton. At St. James Park. At Goodison Park, sorry. Goodison Park.
That's at Goodison Park. I might go Everton.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to say Brighton, just because I can't trust Everton to ever win 2 games in a row. A team that I will trust will win is Man City, the Etihad, against Bournemouth.
City definitely will win that game.
Yeah, this shouldn't be close. If it is, I don't know. If I had a delicious hat, I'd say I'd eat my hat. All my hats are hat flavored. Sheffield United against I don't want to say they're not like the hot Wolverhampton Warriors, but the Wolves, but they're pretty good. Wolves and Sheffield United.
Wolves.
Yeah, I'd hope this shouldn't be a game where Wolves let themselves down. I'm going to say Wolves as well. Now, the match that you're interested in from St. James Park, Newcastle, Arsenal. You're picking Arsenal, eh?
Shocking, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Newcastle will win, but do I think they would draw? I'm going to say Arsenal. Arsenal should win. Forest is at home where they win, but they have to play Aston Villa.
Villa have been really, really good this year.
And Villa scores a lot of goals.
Yes, they do.
So I'm going to say Villa as well. They come from lots of different people. Luton Town and their teensy-weensy little place gets to play one of the biggest clubs in the world, Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool's going to win that game.
Probably by a lot.
You're right. It'll be probably at least 3-0, I would imagine. Now, the match that concerns me most, and when I say concerning, yeah, I'm concerned. It's Spurs at the vaunted and sacred Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against my beloved Chelsea.
I have to go Spurs on this one.
I don't blame you.
I don't want to. Trust me.
I'm gonna go for a draw. I'm not bold enough to think that we can win, especially the way we played this week. But if I ever say that, I'm prepared to see us lose against Spurs. And it used to be a place where we just won.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chelsea doesn't lose at Hotspurs until last year. And now this year they've shown us nothing. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a draw.
Okay.
Best case scenario for me, probably.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll do it for us here on Starting 11. Snark, where can people find you?
You can find me weekends on the Let's Get Ready Network with Danny on LGRN after Snark. You can find me with you and with the aforementioned Danny talking about Thor on the Thor season 2 show that we do.
You mean Loki?
Sorry, Loki. Yeah, the other one, the other Asgard guy. Yes, that's how much I've been paying attention. No, I'm sorry. Yes, Loki season 2. We've been reviewing that. We will be doing that this week as well. And coming this week, I believe, we finally are launching the Rewatchers Council, our Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch series. I'll be there. You'll be there. Ferris, other people, who knows? But we're going to be going through all, 132 episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer? 144?
I think it's 144.
144 episodes of us talking Buffy. Nothing wrong with that.
No. You'll be able to find the Rewatchers Council, the Loki Season 2 review, and LGRN After Snark on the LGRN Entertainment channel. A link to that is in the description of this episode. And you can find us back here next week at 3 p.m. Pacific on Tuesdays for another episode of Starting 11. You can also find me with Ferris on the Entertainment channel on Fridays at 8 p.m. Pacific with the Open Table. I don't know what we're talking about yet this week, but we just talked last week about fan theories and if they're good or bad thing. Good discussion with Ferris, and French Toner, our friend and lovely patron of the channel, came on the show for a little bit to talk.
I like that guy.
Yeah. So until next time, everybody, we are out.